Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're upgrading this B9 S4 3-litre turbo with APR ECU software, APR Intercooler and AWE SwitchPath Exhaust. So we've already had the car on the dyno this morning, so it's making around 360 horsepower and about 380 foot-pounds of torque. So we've done the baseline roll and road run. We're going to install these parts and then dyno it afterwards as well. Yeah, so I mean, something we've seen on these cars, we've tuned a couple of these now with the ECU software, and especially in sort of like the heat we've had the past couple of weeks, they've really struggled to make good power because of the limitation of the standard intercooler. So this particular customer's upgrading their intercooler with the APR intercooler. So it's got a much bigger frontal area, so it'll be able to dissipate the heat associated with increasing the boost pressure. So obviously if you increase the boost pressure with like stage 1, stage 2 software, you introduce more heat. The best way to get rid of it is by installing an intercooler. So you'll be able to see better power in mid-range, top end, and then also more consistent power as well on hot days. And then this particular customer is going with the AWE SwitchPath Exhaust. So going on from the factory downpipe with CAT, you've got these secondary downpipes that fit onto it. You've got a center resonator delete X pipe, a secondary CAT delete, and then also the AWE SwitchPath rear sections as well. So these work with the factory valve selection, so open, close, all that kind of stuff. But then also you can optionally install the AWE SwitchPath controller. So you can literally just have control on a key fob on, off, so the maximum control. And this particular customer went for the 102mm diamond black tips as well. So yeah, so we're going to add some more power, more torque, and then also the sound as well. And we recorded the car earlier on this morning with the standard exhaust system, so we'll be able to compare with the AWE exhaust as well. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so we're on the dyno. We finished installing the AWE exhaust system, the APR Intercooler, the APR Stage 1 software, the 98 ROM file on this particular car. And then obviously we benchmarked it earlier on this morning with the standard power, which you can see on the dotted lines behind me. And then we've brought it back on the dyno this afternoon, done another few power runs to see what the power's like, and that's what you can see on the solid line. So the red line is the horsepower, and then the blue line is the torque. So standard this morning, this car came in and made about 353 horsepower and about 380 foot-pounds of torque. I think the car already had on it like an ECS tuning carbon fiber intake. And then once it's been tuned with the APR Stage 1 software, the APR Intercooler and the AWE Tuning SwitchPath Exhaust. The car is actually making about 430 horsepower and about 480 foot-pounds of torque. So some massive gains, as you can see here, all across the rev range. So I mean, the maximum gains you're sort of looking at 3,250 RPM, you're seeing about 111 foot-pounds of torque. And then the maximum horsepower gains, you're looking at around about 91 horsepower at 5,200 RPM as well. So yeah, we're going to do a little video and just show you what the gains are throughout the whole rev range as well. That's going to be in the description as well. And then also, just after this, we're going to get up the run and road graph of the S4 we did the other day, which had just the APR Stage 1 with 91 fuel on a really hot day. So we can show you what difference good fuel, an APR Intercooler, and also the AWE SwitchPath exhaust system can do. Okay, so behind me you can see two run and road graphs. The dotted line one is a B9 S4 with APR Stage 1 but a 95 run file. Otherwise the car is completely standard. And then the solid lines is the car we were just talking about in this video. So just wanted to show you the differences in having obviously 98 RON fuel versus 95 on a tuned car, and then also the AWE SwitchPath exhaust and the intercooler. So you can see obviously on the car with the intercooler, the good fuel and the exhaust system, there's gains right the way across the rev range. Particularly in the high rev range, sort of like above 5,000, you're gaining around 50 to 60 foot-pounds and also horsepower at the same time. So definitely worthwhile having good fuel in these cars, the APR Intercooler and also the exhaust system as well, if you want to get the maximum power out of these.